Did you know that Hong Kong is a sought-after study destination for a lot of international students? In this channel, I'll be sharing all about studying in Hong Kong for your master's or PhD. And in this video, I'm going to share with you 3 ways that you can fund your PhD in this world-class city. So stay tuned. Hi and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Dr. Gertrude and I'm an academic advisor and research assistant professor at a Hong Kong university. If you clicked on this channel, that means you're interested in growing and building your academic career. Do subscribe, share, like, comment so that we can go on this journey together. 3 ways to fund your PhD in Hong Kong. You might be wondering, I want to do my PhD after I complete my master's degree, but how do I get funding for it? How do I pay for it? In this video, I'm going to tell you 3 ways in which you can actually fund your PhD studies in Hong Kong if that is something you have been looking and thinking about. So the first opportunity I'm going to share with you is university studentship. Each university in Hong Kong has an opportunity for funding that is known as a studentship. All you have to do is apply for admission into a university of your choice. Hong Kong has 8 public universities, and I'm going to post a link to the 8 public universities in Hong Kong. A university studentship is a form of financial assistance that you can get from your university. All you have to do is apply for admission to the university, and usually the university will give you an opportunity to fund your tuition as well as provide you with a stipend to survive on. And I'm here to tell you, as someone who has also studied in Hong Kong as an international student, this stipend is generous enough for you to actually survive without needing to work part-time. So once you apply for admission at a Hong Kong university, you will stand a chance to be awarded a university studentship. And you might be wondering, what is the difference between a studentship and a scholarship? Well, a scholarship is an award that you're given usually on academic merit or because of your high grades. A studentship does not necessarily have to do with being awarded based on your grades, but if you do get admission to a university, they will consider each case and offer you a studentship as long as you have admission. A studentship is usually offered at master's or PhD level. So if you're looking to fund your PhD studies, you are actually eligible for a university studentship. Hong Kong is considered to be a very expensive place in terms of accommodation and basic survival as a world-class city. But I want to tell you from personal experience that you can actually survive on a studentship. You'll be able to get student accommodation in most cases, which is much cheaper than living outside of the university campus. Now, a studentship usually requires you to do some form of work within your department. You might work as a research assistant or a teaching assistant supporting the work of a professor. So usually then the professors will recommend you for this studentship because you will be working in support of them. If you're interested in this pathway to fund your PhD, drop me a comment and I'll be able to give you a more detailed breakdown of how you can apply for a studentship to fund your PhD studies. Now, the second opportunity I'm going to share with you is around the financial aid office at your university, your graduate studies office, and find out about the opportunities for funding that they have. A lot of people miss this step when they're applying because they just assume that they have to self-fund their studies. But I always tell students that come to ask me, and I always say to them, you don't necessarily have to spend out of pocket to study your PhD. Most PhDs take 3 to 4 years in Hong Kong, and that can actually count to a lot of money if you're self-funding it. That's why it's very important when you're applying for a PhD, check with your graduate office, ask them about funding options that they have. They usually have a full list of funding options, mostly within the university itself. They'll be able to tell you which options are there for funding. These options might include what I've just mentioned, which is the studentship, but then you might have other options to work as a TA teaching assistant or research assistant while your tuition is covered. In the case that you do get in contact with your graduate office, they'll be able to direct you towards other opportunities that you can apply. So some people have actually applied for multiple grants that can actually contribute to you becoming fully funded. You can apply for up to 3 to 4 grants within an institution or from different institutions, and then combine that to support your studies. Some of the grants might be yearly grants. So for example, you get some funding to support you in the first year, and then next year you apply for another one until you complete your studies. Yes, I agree this might not be the best option because it is tedious, because you have to submit an application every year and to different funders, but it is one of the options, and we want to make use of all the options available for us. The third way to fund your PhD in Hong Kong, as I said at the beginning of this video, this is one of the options that I myself have used. That is the Hong Kong PhD Fellowship. The Hong Kong government funds international students annually through the Research Grants Council Hong Kong PhD Fellowship. I was lucky to be awarded this fellowship in 2016, and I was able to complete my PhD studies in 3 years with this funding. So the Hong Kong PhD Fellowship is a very prestigious scholarship that is usually open to highly talented students from all over the world. You don't need to be a Hong Kong permanent resident. You can actually qualify as long as you can show evidence of good grades. If you have a good research proposal, you can stand a good chance of getting a Hong Kong PhD fellowship. I am from Zimbabwe, and I was awarded this PhD fellowship. So I urge all international students watching this, even if you're from an African country or European, wherever you might be from, do try to apply for the Hong Kong PhD Fellowship. If you need more details about how to apply for this, as I said, it is a scholarship that I myself have received in the past. I'm very willing to assist you with that. Just drop me a comment or email me at the email address that I've provided, and I'll be able to give you a more detailed breakdown of what you need to apply. The application window is from September to December every year. So you want to get started early, because usually the initial application requires you to submit quite a number of documents, one of which might be an English examination. So you might want to start collecting those documents early on so that you have everything that is needed by the time that you apply and you submit all the required documents. I am going to add the link to apply to the Hong Kong PhD Fellowship this coming September, and Hong Kong government has promised that they will be offering 400 scholarships under the Hong Kong PhD Fellowship scheme in the 25 to 26 cycle. So that is a lot of scholarships. You don't want to miss it. You have been provided with 3 options to fund your PhD studies. I've mentioned the Hong Kong PhD Fellowship, university studentships, and financial aid that is available in the form of grants and any other at each of the universities. So with this, if you have any questions, drop me a comment and I'll be able to provide you with more information. In this segment, I just want to share with you that I'm an academic advisor, and I've been advising potential students that are interested in applying for a scholarship, interested in becoming international students. I can advise you on the right degree to take. I can advise you on the right scholarship for your needs, and I can advise you on what documents you need to apply. So if this is something of interest to you, please get in touch with me today.